We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
Bronny James for three.
Opening quarter. Step in, steal. Yabusele trucks his way to the rim.
And so forth. So I understand what everyone is going through.
The boys, this community come together. James the miss.
I want to clarify one thing you just said, which is Rob and I did not give Bronny anything. Bronny has earned this.
You lying?
Yeah.
As I'm sure you guys know, when it comes to LeBron James, he's not only one of the biggest hypocrites in the NBA, but one of the biggest hypocrites in the history of sports. And now in 2025, we've gotten to the point where LeBron contradicts himself so often, lies so much, fans just kind of accept it, they're numb to it, and just shrug their shoulders. That's LeBron James being LeBron James.
I gotta learn how to flop or something. Seriously, I need to learn how to do that.
Foul called. Second on Rose.
Are you serious?
Oh my goodness.
Are you kidding me, man?
I gotta learn how to flop or something. Seriously.
A lot of times with LeBron James, his worst enemy is actually LeBron James. As like in that clip right there, he'll make bold claims, he'll say things, even make predictions that months years in the line don't come true and end up with LeBron James getting egg on his face. Case in point with Bronny James. As of course LeBron back in the day said Bronny, he's going to be this really great NBA player, better than current day NBA players, better than Laker teammates. Bronny's just so great, so phenomenal. He'll be a very good NBA player from day one. Well, of course, that doesn't happen, that will not happen, and now LeBron James lashing out at critics, the media, who quote-unquote have crossed the line.
One of the top 2 or 3 players in the history of basketball, number 2 in my eyes. A treasure to the game of basketball that we should and will all miss when he is gone. I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this.
Many months later.
Gonna cry?
So stopping that right there, LeBron James confronting Stephen A. Smith after his controversial comments concerning Bronny James. And look, for Stephen A. Smith, I am not a fan of this guy at all. And what he marks himself as is the guy who's fearless, will say anything, chest out, I'm Stephen A. Smith, I'll tell it to your face. But in a lot of these clips, Stephen A. Smith is actually reserved, kind of mute, even just kind of tame. In that clip right there, Stephen A. Smith gave LeBron James 3, 4, 5 undue comments to placate his ego. LeBron James, treasure of the game, a top 2 player. When he's gone, we're going to miss him. All that stuff is it's fluff, unnecessary, and Stephen A. Smith yet again kissing the ring of LeBron James. And that right there for Stephen A. Smith is the biggest mistake he always makes. You can give LeBron James 99 compliments, praise him all day long. But if you make one critical comment, just even like one borderline critique of him or Bronny James, you've gone too far. And once again, looking at Stephen A. Smith's tone. I mean, this guy, he wasn't bombastic yelling. Usual Stephen A. Smith going over the line. Stephen A. Smith right here whispering like he's at a funeral. And despite that, LeBron James still gets hurt. And ask yourself, why is that? Because Stephen A. Smith, despite whispering, was telling the truth.
We all know that Bronny James is in the NBA because of his dad.
Thank you!
For any real basketball fan, LeBron-Bronny saga was a circus, a mockery game, and a fantasy LeBron James being fulfilled by the NBA. And for other NBA players, low-tier NBA players, fighting for roster spots, contracts, Bronny being in the NBA was a slap in the face to them. I want you guys to understand this. In LeBron James' world, his fantasy land, he never does anything wrong, never misses a shot, he's never at fault for his team losing, for Bronny James not being a good player. In LeBron's world, that's everyone else's fault. It's the coaches, it's teammates, it's the media, it's the fans. For the guy LeBron James to say Bronny was better than current day NBA players, even Laker teammates. For that guy now to turn around and be playing victim is absolutely disgusting.
Thursday afternoon for that fight, so you hope that over that time, Austin gets that much additional time.
Rush up the floor. Bronny blocked.
No, when he got pushed that time by Bronny. Here's James all the way.
You stink.
Like I said earlier, LeBron's worst enemy is not the media, Stephen A. Smith, even Skip Bayless. LeBron's worst enemy is LeBron James. Ask yourself the simple question: who in the NBA put most pressure on Bronny? Was it the media, draft experts, was it college coaches, was it the fans? No. The person who put the most pressure on Bronny was LeBron James with his own words. 98% of the NBA media have gone soft on Bronny James and LeBron-Bronny fiasco. And the majority of them who aren't on board with this, they're not hating on Bronny, dissing him as a player or as a person. What they're doing is attacking LeBron James for putting his son through this.
How did you feel about the tweet that LeBron sent out that said he was watching some NBA League Pass and said that Bronny was better than some current NBA guys right now?
He's a liar.
I mean, that right there, that is the story. It's not Bronny James, the player, how bad he is, because yes, this dude is bad. It's LeBron James himself putting his career over Bronny James and forcing the NBA and forcing him to the Lakers. And again, looking at Bronny James, this guy's been so bad, so awful. If the NBA media really wanted to, they could hammer him at every single turn. As looking at his ranks in the NBA season, out of 451 active players who play these 15 games, points per game ranks 441. Third percentage, 448. True shooting percentage, 446. And PR, 447. If we're not allowed to say that player right there is a terrible NBA player who was gifted a roster spot because of his last name, just go ahead, cancel the media, and cancel fans who are mildly critical of anything related to basketball. For guys like Kevin Durant and LeBron James, what they want from the media as well as fans is us to push their narratives, push their agendas, no matter what. Don't question anything, no matter how absurd it is, how outrageous it is. Just push the narrative, keep on going, and be positive. If you want to live in that fantasy land where it's sunshine and rainbows 24/7, go ahead and live there. But when players mess up, they say things that contradict themselves, they flat out lie, myself and other fans are gonna call them out. This era of NBA players, it's a very weird dynamic. If they're attacking the media and fans, they'll be outspoken, they'll cuss, they'll say anything. But if you quote unquote attack them, criticize them, all of a sudden they need their binky, they're in a corner, they're crying, they can't deal with that. You're so negative, go away, I can't deal with you.
Matter of fact, I heard that not many, not all, but a few players were upset at me about that. I think one player in particular was Draymond Green, who I haven't spoken to since and has no desire to speak to me primarily because of this, I suppose.
If Stephen A. Smith right there is telling the truth, Draymond Green, he's an absolute bum, a joke, and the softest tough guy in league history. Again, Stephen A.'s comments, they didn't cross any line, they were mildly critical, and came after 5 compliments praising LeBron James. What these players want, what they demand, is obedience from the fans and the media. And after watching that clip, I had to double check. How old is Bronny James? Is he starting middle school? Is he in high school, 14, 15? No, this dude is a grown man, a professional athlete. If you enter the NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL, any pro sports league, what comes with that is a ton of praise and money, but also the occasional critique and criticism if you're not living up to expectations. And here's the sad thing. Draymond's actions, LeBron's actions, who they actually hurt in the end is Bronny James. As by kind of protesting Stephen A. Smith, taking a vow of silence, confronting him, what you're kind of confirming is Bronny James is not an NBA player. As if he was, he wouldn't need this. He wouldn't need other men, other veterans, sticking up for him 24/7 under minor critiques. If Bronny was that good, that spectacular, had that great potential, his play would do the talking, his production would speak for him. If like Draymond, LeBron James, you want the best of Bronny James, stop treating him with kid gloves like a make-a-wish player. As right now what you're doing is giving him second embarrassment by defending him so much. This guy's a pro athlete, let him fail or succeed on his own. And one last thing I do want to touch on, when it comes to pro sports commentary, certain things are off the table, you shouldn't go there, we understand that. But for LeBron and Bronny, what they did was put themselves out there on the front stage on opening night. If you're going to do that, by all means, go do it. But at the same time, when things go sour, you can't run, hide, deflect, and shift blame onto the media, but opening night was praising you, giving you coverage for the first father-son duo. That's simply not how it works, or LeBron James how he wants it to work. So that right there is the end of the video, and I think LeBron confronting Stephen A. Smith, it's one of these softer things I've seen from an NBA player, in the vein of Will Smith confronting Chris Rock. As LeBron James wanted to squash the beef, really tell Stephen A. Smith what he thought, he wouldn't do it mid-game. What he would do, he'd call him, text him, meet him up after the game. What LeBron James was trying to do was intimidate Stephen A. Smith on the spot and show the other media members, if you criticize Bronny James, I will come after you. And of course, why that is LeBron James and Bronny are attached at the hip, not only as father and son, but as NBA player, NBA teammate. Because of course, Bronny James did not earn his spot. That right there for LeBron James' reality, he can't comprehend. His son Bronny James is not a good NBA player, didn't earn his spot, and should not be in the league. That's the cold hard truth of what it is, and the facts of the matter. As always, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.